Hi, and welcome to a Jim2 information video on the multi-company feature. With Jim2 version 4.5 comes a host of great new features, one of which is multi-company. This feature will allow you to host up to 255 companies with different ABNs within the one Jim2 database. Some benefits of using multi-company include centralized reporting, the ability to transfer and sell stock between companies, and duplicate customer checking between companies. There are some restrictions to using multi-company, such as all companies must use the same base currency. The general ledgers must all be identical, and you must choose to use either the accrual or cash GST methods across all companies. You can, however, perform GST sessions for each company at their own cadence, be it quarterly, monthly, or whatever they need. After you've purchased a license for the multi-company feature, you can opt to engage with our professional services team to have it set up, or you can set it up yourself. If you're an existing Jim2 customer with multiple businesses and would like to merge them into a single database, please get in touch with our professional services team. Before enabling multi-company, you should prepare an item for intercompany transfers and a job type for intercompany purchases. To begin using multi-company, access Tools, Options, General, then tick Enable Multi-Companies. Select your item for intercompany transfers and the job type for intercompany purchases. Click OK, then log off and log back in to start using Jim2 Multi-Company. If you don't have card files for the new companies that you'd like to include, create them now. You can relate these card codes to companies when you're creating them in Tools, Setups, Companies. The first company you create must be the business that this database first hosted. This is important as the bank accounts that exist within the GL account for that company will only be able to be associated to the company that's entered as company number 1. To add the first company, highlight line 1, then click Edit, and enter the card file associated with it, as well as a prefix for the business. This prefix will be a code that's used to identify the company within Jim2 in a number of different scenarios. For the first company, it will be automatically included, but any subsequent business will need to add a start year and a start month. Continue to add businesses to the list with the Add button, filling out the first tab only. There are other tabs that we can populate with data to set defaults for these companies. However, we have some other preparation work to complete before we can do that, so we'll come back here after a few more steps. After creating the card codes and assigning them to companies, you'll need to set stock locations for those companies. You can do that in Tools, Setups, Stock Locations. Press Add and give the location a code and a name. Make sure the correct company is selected and include any branch information if required. If you'd like to set this location to allow intercompany transfers, tick this box. And don't forget to set any other stock location settings you'd like to use. Then press Save. Intercompany transfers are used when selling from one company but sourcing the stock from a different company. We'll cover this more later in the video. To be able to access the companies, you'll need to enable access on your user's card file. Go to your card file, go to the Users tab, and click Edit, and then use this menu to enable each company you'd like to have access to. You will need to set a default stock location for each company. This will be the primary way to set access to each company. If a user has access to a company, their same security settings will apply across all companies. When using multi-company, the same general ledger is used to track each company. However, it is filtered to a single company using the drop-down at the top. Each company set up in Jim2 will require their own detailed check accounts or bank accounts in the general ledger. Each of these accounts must have a company assigned to it in a multi-company database. If there are any transactions listed against this detailed check account, you will not be able to assign it to another company, so do use caution when setting these up. I'll also let you know that you will not be able to access another company's bank accounts until you have set it to that company at the top. When using multi-company, the default banking options will be moved from the options area in Jim2 to the setup area. By going to Tools, Setups, and Companies, selecting the company that you'd like to set up and click Edit, you'll be able to set a number of defaults for that company with the tabs across the top. The Company tab is used for the initial setup of the company. The Invoice tab will allow you to set up a unique invoice memo for that company, as well as adding a BPay code that is unique to each company. Quote will allow you to set up a unique header and footer for that company. The Banking tab will allow you to set up default bank GL accounts for the company, including a default checkbook account and defaults for bank deposits and direct deposits. If you're using multi-currency, you can set defaults for the company to use for foreign exchange gains and losses too. Finally, you have a unique statement memo for each company in the Card File tab. If we go to Tools, Report Designer, and then the Logo folder, we can set up some logos for each of the companies. To have these logos automatically attached for each company, you must name the logo report as the company name, underscore, and then the card code of the company. If you need branch information, another underscore and the card code of the branch. If you aren't using branches, you don't need to include that information. To perform an intercompany sale, we can set up a job and ensure that we have the location column enabled in the stock grid. If it is not, right-click the column headers, select Grid Columns, tick Location, and then click OK. With this column, you can sell an item from any location that you have access to as per your card code and security settings, and the stock location being enabled for intercompany transfers. By using this, someone at Company 1 can have visibility on stock in stock locations at Company 2 or even 3, and then make a decision on where that stock should come from to fulfill the order. Moving stock between company stock locations works in the same way as getting stock from any other vendor. Create a job with the stock you need to move, create a purchase order, receive the goods, and then supply and complete the job. By performing a transfer in this way, you can be sure that all GL accounts will balance correctly and all stock levels will be correctly calculated as it is leveraging the existing systems within Jim2. Centralizing reporting is one of the main reasons that customers love Jim2's multi-company features. Being able to run most reports and limiting them to each company within a database can save a lot of time, as opposed to having to log into different programs or even multiple instances of Jim. In addition to this, you can also report across all companies by using the business analysis tool found in Management, Business Analysis, and Grouping by Company. Multi-company makes a lot of sense for a lot of businesses. If you'd like to know more, please reach out to your account manager or send an email to sales@happen.biz and we will get in touch. Thanks for listening.